Well, we are back for another live stream. I figured I turn off the music, come hang out with the people until I get to work. So may only be here for about 15 or 20 minutes. But woke up this morning in a good mood. You know, moods are everything, right? Bro, what are you guys doing at the red light? I don't get it. I mean, at the green light. I messed up. Everybody stopped at a green light. When you get to a green light, don't get on your phone and get the text and trying to reply to everything. Hands free everything. Talk to text. Talk to freaking text, bro. But yeah, I woke up in a good mood. Today's gonna be a great day. Yesterday's shift, I swear, it flew by. I looked up and it was already time for me to go home. So it wasn't a lot of back and forth. It was basically to a destination, pick up, drop off. To a destination, pick up a group, drop off. And then I went to lunch. And then after that, I had probably another 30 minutes or so before I got to my next pickup. When picked up 6, dropped them all off, that was the end of my day. So I loved it. Hopefully today is the same way, but I know today is pretty much dialysis day, and probably I don't know. It depends. It really depends. And from now on, I'm gonna stop doing these random live streams. I'm gonna start posting. So to the ones that's part of my Gangland Mafia community, you guys will know what time. Like I say, I'm on the West Coast, so depending on where you at, I'm either 1, 2, or 3 hours behind you. If you overseas, I don't know your time frame. I don't know if it's 10 hours, 12 hours, or what, but that's that. But I want to start, letting people know I'm live. I'm not sure who all has post notifications on. If you guys do have it on, salute to you. Oh, I forgot. Hey, shout out to the Gangland Mafia. You hear me? We in this thing today. But start doing scheduled lives. Maybe it'll be a bigger crowd. I don't really trip off the crowd. The crowd is what it is. But, trying to do a scheduled live will typically help, I think. So, it doesn't help to try. It doesn't hurt to try. But hope everybody's having. Buddy got a whole setup in the corner. Boy, get it how you live. But hope you guys are all having a great Tuesday so far. It is currently 11:08 here in Vegas. I start work in another hour, so I'm about 15 minutes out. I take the surface streets now. I feel it's the same time frame versus jumping on the freeway, dealing with traffic, people getting on, people getting off. You never know if there's an accident, even though my navigation tells me if there's traffic or not, but for the most part, you never know. I may be driving on the freeway and somebody decides to get into an accident right then and there, so, but me, hopefully I'm past it. Hopefully it's behind me and not in front of me. Morgan, what's going on? Hello. If you guys do comment, if I don't get to it right away, I'm actually driving, as you guys can see, so I don't want to be, not paying attention and typically rear end somebody. That'd be all bad. Somebody finna run over that yogurt. All right, is this lane free? And it might be. There it is. There. Yeah, you can slow it down. You driving like a bat. You can slow it down. You jumping from lane to lane, think you're gonna get somewhere. It don't work like that, buddy. It don't work like that. But if you guys are, I guess it is what it is. Ride your bike, buddy. Get it together. But and also I'm 5 minutes in. So with my job, I am shooting for another position. Well, you know, I'm glad. Thank you for letting me know, Morgan. You know, but like I was saying, I'm shooting for another position at my job. Hey, you better hold your lane, Miss Ma'am. You looking all over across the world. You ain't even paying attention, and you ain't even looked before you got over. Oh my God. But so the dispatcher, I got off of work one day and she was like, hey, you know, you should apply to be a dispatcher when the position is available. I was like, what? I'm like, So she's like, yeah, like, you know, I can tell by your aura, like, you know, you're a good person. I can tell when you call in the dispatch, like, you know, you're patient, you know, you actually use common sense when it comes down to certain things. If you don't know, you know, you don't have to call back a second and third time to, you know, I guess be reminded of what you're already told. So I am going to shoot for dispatcher when that position calls, you know, for applicants. The good thing about it is it's like a 90-day trial. So I can try it out for 90 days. If I like it, I can stay. If I don't like it after the 90 days, I can go right back to being a driver. So with that being said, you guys may be looking at a new fellow dispatcher. And hopefully around that time I can, you know, be doing my job and be live at the same time. You know, get you guys some content, that type of stuff. I work in transportation, Morgan. I transport special needs, the elderly, mentally disabled, handicapped, those to and from dialysis, cancer treatments, even those that, you know, are, I guess, autistic, I would say, or have some type of disability. They do work grocery stores. You know, I remember I picked up a guy from a Chevron gas station, Terribles. He was working there. So it you know, my job is very rewarding. I love what I do. I absolutely love it. Destin, you finally made one. Shout out to Destin in the building. She finally made a live stream. Every time I look at my comments, oh my God, I missed your live stream. What's up with it? How you doing? You caught me in good time. You know, I'm only going live until I get to work. As y'all can see, you know, this is Decatur and Russell. Look at that gas. Look at them gas prices over there. I don't use that gas. That's Charlie's cheese steak and wings. I might have to go try them out. Been a long day, I know. Where am I at? You don't know where I'm from? Oh, I know your shifts be long. I remember my days working at Amazon. And like I was saying, my shift was, well, the department I worked in was pretty much like putting books together, you know, and books of all kind. When I mean of all kind, books of all kind. You know, getting them books where you can see male parts and female parts and all that. I was like, and they're coloring books. Those were coloring books. But basically mine was like, you know, books, coloring books, magazines, you know, novels, people that have written books that are getting them, you know, put together by Amazon or whatever. But 12-hour shifts, oh my God, you talking about being whooped. I was whooped, you know, but standing on your feet in one spot for 12 hours, I got ADHD. I can't do that for that long. You know what I'm saying? You hear me, Destin? I cannot do that for that long. But if you don't know, I am from Vegas. Born and raised here in Las Vegas, Nevada. raised in Las Vegas, Sin City. No, for real. When I seen it, I was like, ah, dang, like, really? Like, you know, you can't close your eyes because you gotta, you know, you gotta know what the, you know, freak you're doing. But I was like, wow, like this is what it is. And you know how Amazon do it, you know, they do the morning. I don't know what if your shift did it, I'm pretty sure. I think all Amazons do it, but you had to do the you know, the morning meetings or the before shift meetings and, you know, your stretches and all that stuff. Bro, what I need to be stretching for, I'm standing in one spot. You know, but you know, hey, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. But I worked at Amazon for, I would say, like a week. I gave them a week, and after that, it was over. I just stopped showing up. I ain't even care. I ain't gonna hold you. That's how accidents happen, because you think somebody's turning. Freaking retard. But he almost caused an accident because he in a hurry to get on in a turn. Oh, Destin, you ain't hear the part, the 5-minute part video, but at my job, what I do, I'm going for the dispatcher position. Dispatcher position. My job here starts off at 30 an hour. Rate is 45 an hour. So our overtime is all double pay. You know, all double pay for however many hours that you do. So, you know, you know, 45 hours at 10 hours. You know, that's extra after taxes. That's extra. You know, $300. You know, $300 something on your check. I can't complain with that, right? No, I'm gonna get to your comment in a minute. I'm in this parking lot, so get on the back side of where I like to park at and park my car, because I can't stand for a person to park right beside me. Even though I feel everybody here is respectable, you know, pretty much everybody here has nice cars and everything, so they're pretty, I guess, good with not door dinging people. Is there a parking spot over here? There is not. So I will park over here where the motorcycles go. It is freaking packed today. No, I don't want to get too close, buddy. I don't want to get too close to it. All right, that's enough room for your partner. And that's funny. People that drive bikes, that ride bikes, they park in regular parking spots, right? Where I'm parked at is where the bikes are supposed to be. All right, let me see. I'll chill in the car with y'all for about 5 minutes. Hi, my brother. I see you doing your thing. I'm on my lunch. It's been a good day so far. Be safe, brother, and hopefully we can cross paths soon. Man, what's happening? What's happening? Niecy Brown. Do I know you? I must. You see me doing my thing, you must. Okay, that's what's up, Destin. You know, a raise is always good. I ain't gonna hold you. A raise is always good. You know, my job, I make I'm supposed to be at 2050. They still owe me my raise from when we transferred over, so they're gonna have to back pay all of that. And yeah, I know you're a dispatcher. You know, I hear it all the time when your phone rings and you get on the phone. Dispatch. You know. But I don't know. Mine's is typically you know, basically behind the desk, you know, dealing with the drivers, all that stuff. And with my company that I work for, we have over 600 drivers, you know, and there are one, two, like 8 different shifts, from the ones that work overnight to early mornings, the one that work early mornings to, you know, like mid morning. Then we have 4 and 5 o'clock shifts, 2 in the morning. You know, me, I'm on a 12 o'clock shift now, so I work 8 hours. We have 8, 10, and 12-hour shifts, you know, driving. Oh, okay. Yeah, ours, with what I do, they can't, we can't drive. Now, if we're like, okay, so say if we're on a 12-hour shift, like that's not literally 12 hours. Like they can drive you, they can work you up to, I say 11 hours, but company policy, you can't drive no more than 10 hours. You know, if you're coming into 10 hours and you have more rides, and they calculate like where it is, you know, typically what time of day it is, you know, um, and the time for you to get back to the yard, they may just cancel that ride and give it to somebody else. You know, so like yesterday, they seen I was going over my 8 hours, which isn't bad. You know, I wouldn't mind driving for 9 hours a day. You know, that's a hour of overtime every day for 10 days. Um, they'll see my time frame. So depending on where my last drop is and to where that other pickup is when they'll cancel. If I have a full bus, you know, and there's nowhere to sit on my bus, because my bus would typically seat 12, but in all actuality, it's really 6, because the clients get on, they may have bags, belongings, this, that, and the third, so they'll set that beside them. They'll cancel a ride if the bus is full. You know, they'll give it to somebody else, you know. So that's when the insert trips come in. That's where the canceled trips come in and all of that. So, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm weathering the storm. When that position comes, she will let me know. I will apply. Hopefully I get interviewed for it, and, you know, hopefully they consider me being a dispatcher, and, you know, I'll go in and I ain't got to wear a uniform no more. You know, I go in my regular clothes, which I don't have much of, but, you know, it is what it is. We'll figure it out, right? We will figure it out. But for the most part, you know, that's my time. I'm going to get in here to work and start my day. Get my day started. And, you know, you guys be blessed, man. Nah, for real. For real. I am. I truly believe that. Like, you know, my interviewing skills are top notch. I ain't gonna hold you. My interviewing skills are freaking amazing. Like, coming into this job, when I first got this driver's position, operator is what they call us. You know, she asked me all the questions, and I answered them, and she was like, "You seem like you're," you know, I'm like, "I just look like this," but yeah, I do use my brain a little bit. But other than that, oh yeah, without a doubt. You know, closed mouths don't get fed. So it's pretty much you in there selling yourself to a company for them to hire you so they can pay you, and you can come in and do the job and do the training and all that stuff. But blessing to you all, man. Shout out to the Gangland Mafia. Shout out to Destin. Shout out to Destin. Your first time being on one of my live streams that I can remember. So shout out to you. I'm glad that you were able to make it. But most of all, you guys stay motivated, stay positive, stay inspired, and always, most of all, love yours. I'm out.